name is Sam. Thanks for checking out this video. If you get to the end and liked it, then subscribe, bell notification, give the video a thumbs up. So this week, I feel like it wasn't like a week of, I mean, it was both a productive and a really unproductive week. I think you'll understand what I mean. But I did do a fair amount of reading, and we finished off the month. I finished off the month really, really strong. This Tuesday upcoming video is going to be my monthly haul video, because I want to put the things away so I can make room on my little cart thing. And then the week after will be the April, right, wrap up. And yeah, so let's talk about the books that I've read this week. So first off, I read The Wicked and the Divine Volume 1. It's a graphic novel series. I'm sure many of you have heard of it. We recommended it as one of the books for a read-alike for The Shadow Between Us, because it's a Slytherin book, and this book definitely is from the perspective of, like, the devil, basically. Is very weird. And I don't know if I liked it or didn't like it. I'm kind of just, like, still not totally sure, but I really, really loved the illustrations. The graphics and the colors and all the paneling, everything was really, really well done. The layout, all of the strips all made sense with, like, what they were trying to tell. I could clearly see, like, a plot and a flow and everything like that. So that was great, and I love the vibrancy of a lot of the colors in this. But it's a very weird series. I think I want to try and read the second one and figure out if I like it or not. It's very weird. I don't know what to do with it. I also finished House of Blood, of Earth and Blood. I think that's what the title is. And the series is Crescent City. I hate when they do that, though, when they make the author's name or, like, the series name bigger. I'm like, just tell me what the title of the damn book is. But I finally finished this. We're doing, like, a group chat in the TBR and Beyond group on May 15th, I think it is, for this. So if anyone wants to join after you've finished, then feel free to join. So I think of all of the Sarah J. Maas content I've read, because I've read everything she's put out, or that I know of, I think this is my least favorite. It's by no means bad. The first part, because it's got, like, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. Part 1 was so bad. Like, it was so weird. I'm glad I didn't DNF it, because if I hadn't had people say, get past part 1, or if I hadn't read her other stuff and known, like, okay, I know I normally like her stuff, so let's give it an actual shot. Part 1 was, like, it wasn't Sarah J. Maas's writing, and I found the dialogue, not even necessarily the dialogue, just the vocabulary and everything really, really frustrating. The main character is intoxicated. She takes drugs at the beginning, and then something big happens, and then it's like, oh, in the future, and then we're dealing with what happened in part 1. And every other line for, like, the entire part, she makes sure and remember, she's high, and remember, she's on drugs, remember, she's not sober right now. Oh my god, Kate, remember? I know, you told me 2 lines ago. I don't need to hear this over and over again. We're not jumping time or scenes or anything. We're literally doing a walk-by-walk of her walking back to her apartment. You don't need to remind me every damn sentence that she's high. I get it, okay? Stop it. So after part 1, though, the tone and everything changes. It feels more like Sarah J. Maas's writing. I will say Quinlan Bryce is probably the most, like, fictional character name ever thought up of. So it was kind of easy for me to be like, this isn't a real person, because it's not. That's just a Bryce Quinlan. That's not a real human's name, or Quinlan Bryce, whatever it is. But I thought it was interesting. It gave me a lot of vibes that I got from Mortal Instruments series, being, like, an urban fantasy with, like, the wolves and everything. But it's heavily murder mystery, basically, and trying to find out who killed her friend, and she's dealing with it. She wasn't the greatest of persons when that happened, and the fallout of that. And there's, like, these essentially, like, clans, and she's got a lineage reveal, and that part was good. Part 1 was just an absolute mess, though. I will be totally honest. So if you're gonna give it a go, struggle through part 1, and if you can get past that, I think you'll be okay. But just be aware. So I think it was, of all the stuff that she's written, the weakest of her books. I'm also not totally, like, buying that I've seen it, like, as a new adult or anything like that. I feel like it was they pitched it to make it sound like it was a more grown-up book. I feel like it's the exact same target audience as it would be for ACOTAR. Like, there's no I don't feel like there's any difference in between, like, what you would target the audience for. Really, even Throne of Glass too, her other stuff. It's like higher young adult. I wouldn't put it anywhere in the adult spectrum realm. So that's just something to be aware of. Then on a whim, I picked it up to see if I could finish it, and I did. So I finished The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. I was loving it, and then I paused it to do something else. And then my grandfather passed away, and it was just, I'm still not totally back to normal. But I just, it's a weird book that, like, I don't know, it's just not, it wasn't something that I was like, oh yeah, while I'm grieving, I'll read this. Like, that's just not it. Can I tell you what happened in this book? No, not whatsoever. It's not because I forgot. This book is amazing. I absolutely love it. If you liked The Night Circus, I think you're gonna like this. It's this whole weird world with, like, different portal world realms with doors and, like, a secret society, but, like, could I explain anything about that? No. I know that the main character is into video games, and he's gay, I know that, and he goes missing at some point, and, like, his friend is, like, we also switched to her POV, and, like, it's the whole secret society's, like, downfall and everything. I'm not making games. Just read the summary online, and if it sounds kind of interesting, go in knowing that you're not going to be able to regurgitate or, like, have a discussion really about people with this. Like, it's just, like, I don't know what to do with this book, but it was really good, and I'm happy I read it. Then I finally picked up A Grave Maidens by Kelly Kuhn, and guys, I was so very excited for this book when it got released. But honestly, this is what I'm like, this was just, no, I did not like it whatsoever. This was such a disappointing. I finished it, but I've never been so frustrated with the book. And, like, halfway through, I was like, okay, this author doesn't know how to write, like, an actual climax or, like, a peak. Like, at no point did it feel like, oh, this event happened, so it's building up to this. It was like, oh, no, that's not the, oh, maybe that's, no, that's, oh, no, that's not the, like, it felt there was absolutely no payoff. I wasn't totally sure if the author knew what her climax was when she was writing this. So I didn't know what the heck to do. I wasn't particularly interested in any of the characters either. It was just not. Okay? So, I mean, I don't think I'm the only one. I think it has like a 3.4 star or something like that on Goodreads. I feel kind of bad because I actually don't terribly dislike these covers, and the second book is purple. I love purple so much. So, I mean, I'm literally wearing purple pants. I'm literally always wearing something purple at some point. I mean, I got my tattoos too, but yeah, no, this was just a big no. I did not even remotely like it. I mean, I don't think the story or the plot or anything was particularly unique to begin with, but then there's just, like, I don't think the author was a particularly, I'm assuming this is debut. This doesn't come off as particularly strong writing. This doesn't come off as, like, the author knowing who they are as a writer. It came off more of like, well, she's going to try and write a book, and she's read books before, but like she doesn't really know who as a writer she is or how to write that sort of stuff that aligns with how she writes. You know what I mean? Like, Sarah J. Maas writes in a very particular way. Erin Morgenstern writes in a very particular way. Rashi Chotsky writes in a very particular way. Rinchipek Oda. Like, all of these authors, and I just don't feel that with this. Then I did a reread of These Rebel Waves by Sarah Rash, as well as a reread of Dangerous Alliance. I've reviewed both of these books on this channel before, so it seems silly to do an thorough one. We got a Pride and Prejudice retelling. I love it. It's a good, like, disconnecting from the world book that's just fun and, like, summary and, like, messing with stuff. And then These Rebel Waves was my favorite book, I think in 2018, I want to say it was. And I have not read the sequel, These Divided Shores, yet, but I am going to do that. I kind of just forgot. So I'm thinking in June I'll probably pick up these Divided Shores and go from there. I mean, it's summer. They're pirating and they're sailing and everything, so, like, it makes sense. So, still thoroughly enjoy both of these books, and I wish other people would read them. Then I picked up The Star Thief by Lindsay Becker. I also just realized earlier this morning when I was looking through this to write something down, the page numbers down, Lindsay Becker has pink hair in her author photo. I respect you so much. And I was right in my guessing of what exactly it is. So we have this world where our main character ends up, she was like a maid for like a wealthy family or whatever. Then all of a sudden she's thrown into this world where the zodiacs and the sign in the stars, like is it a Pegasus or a horse or whatever, and like the scorpion and everything, they're actually like real animals. Lion, I remember that one. And someone is essentially going around trying to collect them so they can order, like, to break into this like place to get more power, right? So our main character is trying to, A, figure out who the bad person is, because there's a lineage reveal, and who's actually the good person. Is it the father? Is the father just trying to manipulate her? Because there's a whole reason as to why he left, why is he back? And like there's just so much, she doesn't exactly know any of this background world information, so she doesn't, and then the person that she was friends with, they don't know if like they're aligning with everyone, and are they killing the zodiac star animals, or are they collecting that? Like, what is happening exactly? So she's confused for a lot of it. I really enjoyed it. I liked the main character especially. She's a really, really likable main character. I was guessing for most of it. I'm turning 28 soon, and like I couldn't like for the full time be like, I see where this is going. Like, it was a really good actual plot as well. So highly recommend. I wish zodiacs were more like this, because whenever I talk to people about zodiacs or star signs or whatever, they go on this deep, meaningful thing. I'm like, no, just like tell me it's a lie. And have the lion come to life. I'd be down with that. And lastly, I also managed to finish Circus Miranda by Cassie Beasley. This is, I love this. I think of the 2 middle grade books that I read, just 2, right? Yeah. I think I preferred this one over The Star Thief by a little bit. They were both really good. But this was just so sweet and so adorable. And it reminds me a lot of like Carvel, just because of the circus setting, but as well as like there's a lot of mysticalness of like, is there magic or is there not magic? Like, what exactly is going on? This like weird kind of overlord who's like kind of running shit, and then there's someone that you have like an actual connection with. And so our main character, his grandfather is really, really sick in the real world, and he essentially, his grandfather was told him these whimsical stories about Circus Miranda. It was just a magical circus that he went to when he was younger, and so he's going to try and find it. And eventually we find out, like, you know, someone owes his grandfather a favor. Can he help heal him? And then he's got this horrible aunt that's kind of like would be his next in line to essentially be his guardian. And then he makes a friend at school. So there's a lot of focus on the relationship aspects between everyone, but it was just really, really fun just to see this role of the circus in the middle grade setting for sure. So those are all the books that I read this week. Let me know in the comment section down below what you read this week. I'd love to know. And if you read any of these, I would also love to know what your thoughts were. And I will link all of these books in the description box down below, along with all of my social media. If you follow me, I will follow you back. And stay at home, stay inside whenever possible you can. Don't be one of those stupid people who protest your Jewish governor by writing the slogan that's on the gates of Auschwitz on a protest poster and then claim you're not a Nazi. Can't even actually make this crap up anymore. Like, I don't know what's wrong with people.